Alright, let's move on to this part. For the shoelaces, we need a bunch of holes. Now we look at the image. Again, I researched for the image, I found a different one. I guess you just have a little hole here and have another hole inside, kind of thing, right? So because they're repetitive, I can actually create a simple geometry as an alpha, capture that as an alpha, and I can use that to, duplicate that shape. To do so, I need a polyplane, right, like this. Make polymesh 3D, and then I need to maybe mask that part, blur the mask a few times, so I can drag it in. Doesn't really look nice. Let's actually Control D to subdivide it a few times before we do that. Smooth it. If it's easier, we can maybe go to lower subdivision level and smooth it. That way it's smoother. Let's take a look. Not as good, so I'm gonna do a different way then. I'm gonna go to the brush, and you know what? I'm just gonna manually do it. It's not a very complicated shape. So I'm gonna go start, holding down Control, start drawing here, holding down Shift. Oops, doesn't allow me to do that. Well, no problem. I just need to draw that out. Yeah, that's the shape I need. A alpha like this wouldn't be hard to make. If you wanted to create a alpha like this in Photoshop, you're more than welcome to do so. Control click to reverse it. I'm gonna drag it in, right? Alright, cool. And then I'm gonna Control I to reverse it. I'm gonna do a little trick here. I'm gonna actually go inflate the entire thing. As you can see, they're inflating not just up, but also inwards. So kind of like creating a layered kind of like illusion here, because it's like going in also. Clear that. Go to higher subdivision levels, and we can use move to refine the shape. I think I'm making it too long, so I'm gonna make it wider too. Have another hole inside. Let me Control D to subdivide it so I can have more detail here. Mask another hole inside, and this hole seems to be more like a rounded shape, so I'm gonna fake that here. Right, Control click again, drag it back, and also invert it. Oh, you know what? This time I'm gonna go ahead and do it differently. I'm gonna go inside a lot and then scale it up and drag it inwards. To also fake that curving in parts, I can then smooth it out on the edge. If it's easier, you can go to lower subdivision level and smooth it. That's easier sometimes. Go back on. So basically fake this kind of like hole here. You can use ZModeler or anything else if you think you're more comfortable with its hard surface way. But anyways, this is just a shape you want. You can even just model this in Maya. And then we need some stitching around it. Okay, just to play a little bit more fun, have a little bit more fun with this part. I can mask the edge here, mask that. Go to lower subdivision level, Control click to blur it, and go back up, Control click to reverse it. And I just need to give it a little bit more height so that it's kind of like pumping out a little bit. That's probably too much. Just a little bit will be fun. Right. Go to lower subdivision level and smooth out the edge. Again, the idea is just to make this part look more prominent. Alright, and then maybe we can go ahead and do some stitching around it. So we can use this Stitch Basic brush, apply some stitch around it. So maybe something like this, right around the hole. I think they're closer, so I'm gonna do it here maybe. I don't quite like this effect, so I'm gonna manually smooth that part in. Use move to make this guy longer and this guy longer, just to, you know, make it feels more like consistent. Right. Alright. Now we're out, and it feels like it's a little bit too big. It's hard to blend to the edge, so I'm gonna grab these guys in the middle, control click. Then I'm gonna also alt click to make the pivot go there, holding down alt and drag to recenter the pivot to the middle, and then scale it inwards. Alright, so that we have more space on the outside to blur out, right? And then I'm gonna zoom in as close as possible so we can capture this entire thing. We go alpha, grab document. Now we have something like this. I need that to be on the standard brush, so BST, go drag rectangular on the stroke, and alpha will be this guy. Let's drag it out and take a look. Try that on the here maybe. Right. And then for the alpha part, we can go to the modify, and then we can radio fade this part so that it's like smoother on the edge. As you can see the preview here. Alright. Emerging is our focal length also does something to help us blend it to the edge better, but we're still having a little bit of that edging on the two sides. So we can also go to the brush, sorry, the alpha modifier, and change this mid value to something a little bit higher. Let's see if we can change the radius in here. So the idea is basically getting a smoother result. Alright, should be fun. See, we're losing some stitching around there, but I guess there's no easy way, because unless we go to Photoshop and really tweak it, because here it's kind of like, even I try to make it small, it's not really reaching to a level that we can exactly tell it to blur out nicely. So maybe we can recapture it. Doesn't do better, I guess. Smaller one is actually better. So let's see how this if this one works. Right. We're using this one alpha again. We'll have to retake this. Darn it. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to the show and then see how this guy behaves. If you wanted to capture enough detail, you probably wanted to give it more subdivision level. I have some mask there, you have to clear it and then Control D to subdivide it. One more time, I'm now 4 million. And then I can go drag it out. Let me make the intensity stronger. Drag it out. Okay, so we have 3 over there. So this one is actually here. One a little higher. See, this is not very easy to control. I oftentimes find it's tricky to draw a alpha out in ZBrush and really define the position to exactly where I want it to be. So you have to try multiple times. But anyway, no big deal, right? So we have 3 holes here, and we need two more on the top. One here, another one here. They're not that far away, and we even have a really small one on the top. That smaller one is a different shape. As you can see here, right, it's a different shape. So let me actually go just change this to a rounded alpha like this. So I can just hold it down Alt and drag it in. You know what? I need a sharper alpha. So maybe let's try that really sharp one. See how it does. Oh, we're blurring it also. So let's go to alpha and disable that. Min value to 0, not really blurring, so we have this perfect circle here. Just need one like this right here, and then we need another thing like this maybe. Okay, and then I can do one more circle, hold it down Alt and drag this in to take that. Doesn't feel really nice. I want this part to be more bigger, so let's see if I can fake it. So I need something like this maybe, and stronger. So one here, another one. It's not that easy to do it inside. I hope DeepRush have more of those primitive alphas. Otherwise, I have to make them myself. Darn it. So yeah, drag that out here, and holding down Alt and drag one in. Let's just call it good. Right. I have one more hole here. Maybe just a little bit bigger. So let me redo this part. Holding down Alt, drag in, right, and then drag out without holding down Alt, and then holding down Alt again and drag in one more time, so we have this fake hole here. As you can see, if only there's a way I can shift it after dragging it out. A new feature I would ask them to do if they ask me what do I want. So yeah, that's one thing there. And we just need to do the same thing on the other side, so I'm gonna do that real quick, and then move on to the next one. We're gonna actually try to do the shoelaces. Okay. Oh, you know what? We have one more thing here. We're gonna do that next class, and that, and then we move on to the laces. Okay.